Hey everybody, welcome to the property chat with KG. That's me, KG K to the G, and we continue the series, 10 episode. This is our second episode that we on now, and in this episode we still continue. Where should I start with investing in property? Where to start? There's a lot of questions that I'm getting from the community or at large, and they're asking the same question: where to start? And in this week, this is my response to you. I'm saying you should start with what you have. You should start where you are. What you have, where you are. Those are two very important things that we should be looking at this week. So that's too broad. What we have, where we are, it's huge. It can go anywhere, any direction. So you're gonna try to cap it and let it not go anywhere, any direction, but it should be within a frame of understanding. So frame of understanding. Was cool. Let's continue. So we will break it into two parts. First part will be a scenario where we have somebody from a comfortable family with a house, with a car. They went to school. They have a house, a proper house. Those are the people that we're going to speak to next week. Those are the lady, those are men, those are boys, those are girls that we're going to speak to next week. But in this week's video, we're speaking to those, either you, maybe it's you, listen carefully, maybe it's you. Those of us who have things in possession, you have something that you own. It's in your possession, you have that thing. So what I'm going to tell you now is, are you guys ready for what I'm about to say to you? Because it might break your heart. So what I'm saying to you is, whatever that you have that is in your possession, I think it's time to let it go. It's time for you to sell it so you can take that money and start with that money in investing in property. You get the money from whatever you have in your possession that you can sell and get the money. And then once you get the money, then you can start putting it into property. How are you going to put in property? You can put it as your first deposit. You can start buying your building materials, the bricks, the sand, all. You can start buying all of those. Or maybe for your first property, that's the money you can use to pay for your lawyers, the lawyer fees. You can do that. And how did I come up with this harsh concept? How did I come up with this terrible, harsh idea? Because it's painful. I know. I went through the same. I'm not going to speak about something that I've never done. I went through the same. You saved, you budgeted to get that thing. And now you have it, then you sell it. Because you've developed some kind of feeling. You're used to it, familiarity and all of it. And you feel like this is me. This symbolizes me. This represents me as a person. Losing it, it's like you're losing a family member. It's painful. But how about you just lose it for now, temporary, and then in a long run, then it's only win, no matter what. How about that? That you win in a long run, win, while you just lost for now. And how did I come up with this terrible ideology, terrible step, terrible thing to do? I read a book by Robert Kiyosaki. It's over here. I read a book by Robert Kiyosaki, and in this book, back and forth, he's putting more emphasis on liabilities and assets, and he's actually saying we should build assets. So let's start with explaining those two financial concepts, so all of us, we're moving at the same pace. In simple English, he puts it this way. He says liabilities are those things that take money from your bank, take money from you to somewhere else. And assets are those things that you have that bring money to you. So the other one takes money from you, the other one brings money to you. So it's different direction. Liabilities away, assets to me. Sharp, you got that one. And basically in the book, he puts all the things that are assets into a list, and then it puts things that are liabilities into the list. I'm not going to do that. You understand the terminologies I explain. You are the one who's going to decide if your car is a liability, if your watch is a liability or an asset. Your Jordan sneakers that you have, whatever that you have of value, you will need to decide if it's an asset or liability. Then you take it from there. But what we're saying is you need to sell some things to start investing in property. So you don't go to the bank and say, bank, please borrow me this much money. Let's cut the corners, recycle what we have so we can get to where we want to. So now, as I've mentioned that I've done this before and I've written on paper over here. Can you see the paper? The paper's over here. So I've written on paper here and I'm going to go through what I've done. I had a house in Protea Glen. You've seen the previous videos that I have. And I was paying for a house, 3-bedroom house in Protea Glen. Soweto was paying 3,700 per month. I bought the house for 381,000. And interest rates by then was, I think, about 7%. Now interest rates are bananas, going 11.75. It's crazy. So I wanted to build the backrooms. My salary was tight. I had a lot of responsibilities, the rent, the petrol, the food. I was taking care of a whole lot of things, my mom, and. So my salary was tight, but I wanted to build the backrooms. So I had a car and a motorbike. I was bowling, but both of them I decided, like you just did a few minutes ago, if it's liability or an asset. And I decided both of them were liabilities, but I wanted to start with one, which was a motorbike first, then later on sell the car, which I'll explain, because now I was working in Motlaking and there were taxis going there and back and forth. So there was transport, there was reliable transport for me to go to work and come back. And let's start off with the bike. So I had a motorbike which I bought for 8,000 from Lens, Lenesia. And I moved with the bike. I had a lot of people telling me that my bike was nice. I didn't know much about bikes. I didn't have a license to be on the bike even. That's how terrible it was. But it was exciting. It's a thrill. You like the fresh air, the thrill that I'm on a motorbike and I'm going 120 kilometers per hour, and it was beautiful. So going back and forth, meeting people, say, oh, this motorbike is nice. It was a big boy motorbike, 250cc, and it was fairly new when I bought it. Was on the clock, was about 200 kilometers on the clock. Full tank. Our full tank for back then petrol was cheap. It's not like now. For about 120, 150, and I would drive for 2 weeks. So I'd say I was saving crazy on the motorbike, especially during summer. Winter time, that's when things were really hard. I decided to sell the bike. I put the bike online. I sold the bike for 18,000, which I bought for 8,000. So 10,000 profit. So how did I work with it? So I started putting money against the backrooms. I knew the money was not enough. I knew that the money was not enough, but I knew that's the only way I could get started investing in the backrooms with my tight salary. So I started off with buying things that I knew that these things will not expire. They will be there, rainy, sunny, dusty, windy, they will be there. So this is what I did. Let me break down the money. So I bought the bricks, and those bricks, by then I bought 1,500 bricks. By then each was for 7 rand, and I spent 10,500. I still had money. I bought things like your nails, I bought 3 door frames, I bought electricity plugs, and transporting all of those things to the house, then it was 120. And all in all, I spent 16,000. Put 16,000 towards it. The balance was 2,000. I took that money, I went to Rustenburg to enjoy with my then girlfriend. We went to movies, we did Wimpy, and we had champagne. Then I had all of those in place. Then later on, I sold my car, this car over here. I sold it for 50,000. That's when we started building property. We did the foundation. My uncle was the one that was building the house for the back rooms for me. We did the foundation. I drew on a piece of paper. I explained to him. We didn't even talk to the architects. We didn't even consult with Johannesburg municipality. We did not. We just went shortcut. I did the plan, explained to him. He said, "Sharp, it's perfect." And we bought the sand. We bought the other things that were needed to get the project started. We built the foundation. We did the walls, and we stopped by the roof because the money finished. Then we waited and we waited. I think it took me about 4 years. 4 years to build, to complete those back rooms. 4 years to complete those back rooms. 4 years is long, guys. But it took me 4 years to complete. I had patience. I knew I didn't have money. I knew I have to go in there, get money there, do this and do that. Money that I got to finish off the property is the back rooms. Is when a colleague of mine was selling her house and she put the house in the market. She had an agent. She didn't trust the agent and stuff like that. Then I said, "I can help you sell the house." Took the house, was talking to a few people there and there and there and there and there, and then finally the house was sold, and she gave me 15,000, and I was happy. I didn't know that the agent were any more than that, so she helped me, and I completed the property, bought the roofing sheets and all, and we painted the place. We put in the shower, and other things. Again, adding more extra money from my bonus. Because teachers, we were getting our bonuses on our birth month. Took me 4 years to build those 70,000 income generating back rooms in Protea Glen in my house. 5 takeaways of selling what was of value to me, and I decided to sell it so I can put it into my future income generating assets, generational wealth kind of thing, as follows. Number one, I sold my money physically, because I went and bought those things. There were bricks, 1,500 bricks outside the yard. When I entered the house, there were door frames, there were nails, there were electricity blocks in the house. So I sold my money. There's nothing that's giving me anxiety, that's daunting me, that's giving me stress, that's giving me depression, even to that extent. Like when I go out and I spend money, and when I come to the house and putting the numbers together and the numbers don't match, it really stresses me. Going out with 500 bucks, when I come back, I want to show responsibility, man. That's my money. I work for the money. I spend 100 bucks for this, 100 bucks, 100 bucks, 100 bucks, 100 bucks. That's how I spend my 500. That makes me happy. But if I do 100, then I don't know what happened to the 300, a lot of anxiety. So I could see my money every day and I would relax, no stress. The second takeaway is start with whatever you have. You have a lot of caps, sell them. You have a lot of shirts, sell them. You have a lot of black shirts, sell them. There's things that you can create with your own hands. Do exactly that to get started. Remember, we start from different points, but we all looking at same goal, which is creating or investing in property. The third takeaway is there's power in the waiting. There's power in the waiting. It took me 4 years to build those back rooms. Patience, empathy, self-awareness. That I don't have all the money in the world to build this in 6 weeks. I do not have. You are aware of where you are. And even when people talk, the neighbors, starting to go boss, it doesn't bother you at all. You are aware. I've started this and I'm going to finish it. When I'm in charge, I'm in control. Nobody can come and tell me when to finish it, how to finish it. I will finish when I'm ready. The fourth takeaway is it encouraged me. It communicated to me daily that, KG, there's no way you can stop with this project. You got bricks right here, 1,500. You've got brick force. You've got door frames. Keep going to the next stage. So much encouragement when you see those. And the last one, I make sure that every step of the way I celebrate it. Guys, celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. With the 2,000 that I had after spending, I went to my girlfriend. We went to the movie. We ate out. We had champagne. We celebrated. What did I celebrate? I celebrated that I spent 16,000 into buying materials that I'm going to use into my future project. Celebrate yourself. Foundation, when it was completed, celebrated. The walls, celebrated. The roofing, celebrated. When the whole thing was complete, I celebrated. I celebrate myself like that. I know it might sound like, oh, that's crazy. You should have no, my friend. I do it this way because it gives me joy. It gives me sense of achievement. That's how I feel. And if you enjoyed this video, you will definitely enjoy this one. And if you are interested and serious about learning and investing in property, you will, my friend, you will subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. So when the next episode comes out, you are the first in the line. You are notified on time and you don't miss any. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Really, really appreciate it. For now, we'll see you on the next one.